I want to be Rainbow Mayuri now.
Jesus.
I wonder if Nemu is also rainbow. I want to be Rainbow Nemu.
No, she's actually still white. That's why we can't see her. She is completely blended in with her society.
I would see those big ass boobies.
Hi. Welcome back to FunUntitled, the podcast where we serve every episode with an FU.
I'm Minty.
And I'm Annie.
And we're going over episode 16 of Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Arc. I like the episode.
Fuck you.
Annie, please. There's gotta be some positivity in this light.
This rainbow world of a light.
Because it's just basically, okay, when Mayuri was like, I fucking hate you, I'm not gonna listen to you, you're an asshole, hangs up, and Urahara comes out like, just kidding, I'm still here, bitch. That was super funny.
Yeah, it really summarized the relationship, huh? Didn't he break Mayuri out of prison?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you know, Mayuri broke some Geneva conventions, and Kisuke's like, yeah, but he's super smart.
I basically put him on like a work retention. But I just like the episode because it's like, it's basically straight up battle after battle.
Okay, well, here's my problem.
Hold on, we'll go in order. Because your problem's at the end.
All right. Fine. You lead this episode. I'm not gonna say shit until prompted.
So first Hitsugaya comes back with his Hyorin Maru.
Well, no, explain why to get the Bankai back. This bullshit that the creator thought of.
So first Urahara goes through this long speech about how Quincy's really hate Hollows, and the reason being is that, I guess in a sense they feared for their life from the Hollows, because was Hollows and Quincy's the opposite?
Yeah, I guess.
Because they said this before, right?
Yeah, they said long time ago.
In like the first half, and then like maybe Soul Reapers and humans are the opposite, and we always thought that didn't make sense. But now it's coming together on how like...
But that's stupid because like Quincy's, they hate Hollows. But how can you hate something without an opinion? Go on Twitter and find out. But like, so that's why they're afraid of the Hollows. The Hollows are poisonous to them. The Hollows COVID. And those Quincy's were stuck in the basement for all these years. They don't know anything about the vaccine.
You know what? Screw you. This was actually one of my favorite monologues in Bleach when I was reading it.
I'm just like, isn't the Hollows dangerous to everyone?
Yes, but Hollows are dangerous to humans and Soul Reapers like an animal is to a person, right? But you can physically still fight it or capture it or win against it. This is like, Hollows are like the COVID to the Quincy's. There's really no fighting it. It's incredibly difficult and it will kill you if you're not careful.
Alright, so Kisuke made a bunch of gold pieces and gave it out to all the Soul Reapers, and it will hollowfy the Bankais temporarily.
It's interesting because it only reacts to people who have Bankais. That's why the second lieutenant was able to give it to Soifon. And I'm like, one, how did you do this? How did you get it to everybody? Like,
Did you not see Mayuri's little bugs? Zip, 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 zip.
that was funny.
I don't know why Mayuri made those. He must think those are attractive.
Mayuri just fucks around with his sword. And they said this in the first half too, that he just constantly experiments on it. Like he is taking full advantage of like this expansive power and size that the Bankais have.
So everyone gets a little gold piece. Now you can go at first Hitsugaya.
With his Hyorin Maru defeating Kaldu or whatever his name is.
We call him I for Iron.
That makes no sense.
He has so iron Wolverine claws. I'm not gonna remember all the names. They have like the weirdest names. Like Basby. Okay, that's English. Then we go Chinese. Okay. And I think there's a Spanish guy running around.
The Luchadora.
Yeah.
Then Asian people. There's a black guy. And then we know Jay was German. That dude was totally Hitler-like.
And then there's that fuck boy who talked to Mayuri being like, alright, if you're not gonna play ball, I'm leaving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he might be Hispanic.
Oh yeah. The eyes look alike.
Yeah. And then the whitest of white guys. I'm B. I'm not the black guy from Naruto. Don't get that confused.
But I like that when the idea is that they're making the Bankais a little bit Hollowfied, kind of like how the Wizards were. And so Hitsugaya got the little like hollow mask, and I thought that was super cool.
That raises a question though. Could the three Wizard captains use the Bankai without fear then, if they had known this?
I think you are right. I think maybe if Wizards knew more about Quincy's, because Quincy's were like way dead, way long before that. So it's kind of like, oh god, because I don't really remember the Wizards and their powers. But anyways, and then Soifon, she gets her Bankai back. Okay, I feel like when the second lieutenant was holding her and she said, brace yourself, they should have went flying the opposite direction. There's no way that second lieutenant is only there because of nepotism.
It would have been more realistic.
I mean, what happened to his sister?
She's just gone. I always asked about like, why'd she even get transported with him?
Convenience.
I honestly think at least the ground should have been destroyed a little.
They should have fell through the building.
Yeah. Like, Captain! It's like, oh god, everything around me is incompetent. I like how Soifon's like, I recognize that asshole's voice as the voice that stole my girlfriend.
That was funny. I love that nobody likes Urahara.
When the 5th captain, Shinji, what's his name?
Oh, you finally remember his name, do you?
He's like, it's hard to me because he's named just like Neon Genesis.
Exactly.
Hey, asshole, when you're introducing yourself and explaining everything, we all know who you are.
Oh, yeah. And then Shinji gets to fight and use his... I don't even think that's his Bankai yet.
He said that was his Bankai.
Was that his Bankai just...
Like a shitty Bankai, but like, if you think about it, is it shittier than Gin's?
I thought it was just his...
Gin.
First of all, from someone who hasn't seen the last arc of the first half of the Bleach anime, Gin's one is really cool, actually.
Doesn't he just stab really fast?
I really like his fight.
I thought the editing and the cinematography was really nice for Shinji's battle against Girl.
It was very... What is her name / letter?
Oh, who gives a shit?
We will know one day.
Like, oh, he's all backwards. Like, I practice talking backwards.
That was cool when they did that with the text.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The person making the subtitles, like, Jesus Christ.
They probably just made the subtitles and flipped it.
Hitsugaya? Yeah, that's little me's crush. Shinji? That's older me's crush. That's my boy. That's the guy my age. Come here, Shinji. I love you, man. I'm gonna read the last arc of Bleach just to see you fight.
Oh my god.
Does he fight?
I don't remember much about Shinji.
He's like my type.
I don't see no blue, no
Go
glasses,
shut you.
or no obsession with love. At least Hitsugaya has ice powers, which I can understand why he was Little Yu's crush.
I also say about Shinji when he's like, oh yes, my Bankai. You can't turn in allies from full. And I'm like, hey, that means that he used this against the Wizards and didn't do nothing. The dysfunctional group.
The only ones unaffected by his powers.
And he definitely used that power for like the most stupidest shit with the Wizard. Because they're all like fellow captains and stuff. So he's like, I'm getting the last ice cream, motherfuckers.
I wonder if you ever fucked with Ichigo that way.
I like to think so.
I think so too. Doesn't even tell them.
Doesn't even tell. You know what? Ichigo, when he's out in that giant hallway, you think he's training. It's actually just Shinji fucking with him. It's like, it's taking me a long time to get there. Again, I'll say this every episode until that's over. Was training montage of just walking.
They're working on it. And so the Bankais were able to defeat them, but now the Stern Ritters are going to the... I forget they call it the Von Dahl mode, or like the stronger mode. Basically their version of a Bankai. And we're gonna see what happens next time. What happened.
Well, that's stupid. I think that's so stupid to be like, yeah, so you see, having the Bankai inhibited them from doing it. But now, without the Bankais, they can go all out that shit crazy. It's like, hey, asshole, don't you fucking dare say the Bankai is what holding them back. Cause the luchador never had a Bankai and he's like activating his Go-Go Power Rangers move. And I understand, I saw Hitler do this. I just didn't come out of the blue. It's just, I hate the flow of this fight. Of every time you think the Soul Reaper has the upper hand, we have to be like, no, it's actually going to be the Quincy's because they're super OP. You cannot defeat the Quincy's without Ichigo.
This is always how Bleach writes their fights though. One always has to have the upper hand. It's never like a fair fight or a fight of attrition. And then somebody else will probably come in and take the fight over. I just realized that's why they could never steal Ichigo's Bankai. Because he's a hollow.
Oh.
So it probably would work for the Vizard Captain. Or it wouldn't work for the Vizard Captains.
Oh, when we saw that, we thought because he was a Quincy.
Is that what you thought?
Yeah, when last time they tried to steal his Bankai, the first Rancor dude.
I didn't assume it was because he was a Quincy. I didn't remember.
Oh yeah, pull the tapes back. We're like, I guess because he's a Quincy, you can't pull that bullshit. And you said, you can't say that, the spoilers.
Oh, I'm not finding the old footage.
No, I'm wrong, so whatever. So next episode, we get to see everyone's, I don't know what you want to call it, the stun doll form?
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah, and Uru is continuously just gonna stand there being like, man, I hope I can stab this old guy soon.
I'm pretty sure Uru doesn't do much. I don't remember him doing much before.
You think he did communion to not do anything?
Because we know he's not actually, with them. He's like doing his own thing. I don't remember Uru playing that big of a role.
I like to imagine Oihime and Chad comes and turn the tide for the Soul Reapers.
They come, but they don't do shit either.
Alright, until next episode, Ichigo walks slowly across that thing post-credit scene, and I don't know, I think he has visions of Jesus.
I think he's seeing someone else's memories.
The memories of nobody.